Okay, I'm now going to introduce Chen. Welcome, Anne. Anne is a software engineer who enjoys building practical tools that make everyday life easier, which is something we love here at Civic Tech Toronto. She has a background in engineering and project management in the energy sector, and she focuses on turning real-world problems into simple, data-driven solutions. Her recent project focuses on helping people quickly find drop-in recreation programs using open data, and she's going to tell us all about it. So please welcome Chen. Now, we're going to play a little bit of slide sharing switcheroo, so hold tight.
Good evening, everyone. Raise your hand if you visited a recreation center in the past 2 months. Oh, nice. There's a lot. What did you do? What sports?
I was just dropping in to see what was going on, to be honest. I didn't actually do any physical recreation activities.
Oh, okay. Just go in and then leave.
I was just checking out the local area.
Nice. Oh. What about sir in the back? What sports did you do? Yeah.
Oh, I swim.
You swim? Nice. That dropping program is free, right?
It depends. Some of them are, some of them aren't.
Some of them are. Okay, yeah, perfect. So for those of you who don't know, recreation centers across Toronto, they provide a thing called drop-in program. So it requires no membership, no long-term commitment. You just show up, register, and play. Like the sir mentioned, some drop-in programs requires a fee, but it's a very affordable amount. Take badminton, for example. It's like $4-ish, and you can borrow the equipment for free. And there's a lot of other drop-in programs that are free. Me personally, I think that's one of the best ways to stay active in the city. I'm a huge badminton fan. When I moved here a couple of years back, I wanted to hit the court as much as possible. But then I soon realized that it's not actually very easy to find a session that fits my schedule, especially the free time that I had back then changes a lot every week. Basically, I will have to have multiple pages open, click back and forth, and then cross-reference to find out one session that fits my schedule. I will do a quick live demo later so that you can know exactly how that was like. The point being, I just realized you are not seeing the same slide with mine. Excuse me. So.
Are you sharing your entire screen? Or
Yes, I'm sharing. Let me try to share that again.
Okay.
Okay.
You want to just
Okay.
click forward one, just to see? Okay.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Thank you. Sorry about that. So the point being, the data was public. It just wasn't really accessible. So today, I'm not going to talk too much about the code, although I'll be very happy to talk about it after the talk. I wanted to share some of the lessons that I learned while I was building this project. So allow me to jump on my screen. I will show you a quick demo. So I have preloaded the pages, so we're not waiting for the loading. I will show you 2 cases, before and after. What you're seeing right now is before. So basically, you will have to have a Google map open. Say I live around King West Village, around here. So I can see, okay, these are some of the options that I have. So I click on it and then go to their website. What I need to do next is to scroll down the page and then say I want to play badminton. I only have free time on Sunday. Badminton probably won't be in art, hobbies, and interest sessions, so fitness deal or sports. Let's take a look. It's gentle fit, weight cardio. Nope. So sports, let's see. Okay, there is badminton, and it's on Sunday. Oh, but wait, it's aged from 13 to 24 years old. I'm way older than that, so I cannot go. So I'm gonna close this tab and then look for the next center. Same thing, sports. Basketball, multi-sports, pickleball, soccer, volleyball. Hang on a second. This center doesn't even provide a badminton session. Okay, so next. So you can kind of know what we needed to do here. There's just a lot of repetitive process. So quickly go through to see badminton Saturday. So no sessions on Sunday. Close it. Next one, sports, badminton, 19 years and over. On Sunday, oh, perfect. I have an option from 3 to 5. I'm just going to quickly go through the next one to see if I have a second option. So there is there any badminton here? Oh, there it is. Sunday session, 1 to 2:30. Okay, now let's see the after. Let's use the same case. I want to play badminton. I'm not willing to travel far. Stay in Toronto and East York. Same thing, I only have free time on Sunday. And my age is a secret. Okay, so once I click on search, you can see right away, I have multiple options here. And wow, it's so bright here. Can you guys see it well? So it's the blue dots show on the screen. So basically you can click on the location and then you will see there is highlight. It's different color. So you can see there's a green color. So basically the weekly schedule will highlight the session for that specific location. Let's come back to the slide. So these slides include a quick summary of the two cases that you just saw, before and after. Before, there are a lot of repetitive manual chore process, which just have a lot of friction. Versus the second one, with the tool, you essentially select filters and you see match results. You know right away what available session fits your schedule. So now I want to share some of the important decisions I made to make the data work for people. The first one being, how should users search? The simplest way to build, you build a one giant dropdown, which includes all the activities that all the recreation centers provide. But I soon found out that there's actually another type of users, which I call explorer, compared with targeter, who know exactly what sports do they want to do. They kind of know generally what sports do they enjoy, but they're not sure which specific sport they want to do yet. So I split the search into two tiers, category first and then activity. So if you search one category and then click on activity, you will only see a narrow list that includes relevant activities. So you don't have to scroll through another 57 activities that you don't even care. With this design, the tool can help both type of users. In short, less scrolling, more playing. I know it's very cheesy. Now that the filters are set, how should the results be shown? Easiest way to build, it's a simple list that includes all the information you want. But I went back to my own experience. I wasn't asking what exists. I was asking what fits my schedule. So I implemented a weekly schedule view. As you can see on the right-hand side, it's a clear 7-day grid. You see results for the entire week. So you can click on the tabs shown. Now it's showing Monday, so you can click Wednesday, Saturday, whichever day you want, and then see the available sessions that you want to see. Now, there's still a big problem, which is the where problem. Because although providing the list for them is good, but for folks that are not familiar with where these recreation entry centers are, providing a list is not enough. They still don't know where to go. That's why I implemented an interactive map. So on the left-hand side, you see a weekly schedule. On the right, a map. So you click on a location, and then the weekly schedule will highlight sessions for that location. So with this design, you can see when and where in one view. Plus, finding alternative is easy. I apologize for the projecting color is slightly different from here. Can you see? So I wanted to quickly highlight is that the tabs actually have two different colors. One is blue and another is green. So green tabs tell you what other alternatives you have so that you don't have to switch between pages. You instantly know what options are available to you. Now, when it came to architecture, there were primarily two ways of building this. I ended up going through both, each with its own trade-off, and I will share both. The first one, if you look at the left-hand side, I basically built everything from front-end, back-end to database. Starting with writing a few scraping scripts, collect data from multiple recreation centers. And then I put the data through an ETL process. For those of you who don't know, ETL stands for extract, transform, and load. It basically cleans and organizes the data before you store them in the database. And then I also have a cron job, basically a scheduler set up, so as to make sure data is updated regularly. So in that case, user can see the latest information. The good thing about this design is that you have total control over the architecture. Downside is just more cost because you need servers. Plus, it requires a lot of maintenance work. You gotta make sure, scraping scripts works, especially when website make changes. And you gotta make sure, ETL script and the cron jobs work smoothly. There's just a lot of work involved. Versus if you use the second architecture, it's API driven. This architecture is leaner because instead of having a complicated backend, I basically call the City of Toronto Open Data API directly, and then clean the data, organize it, and then render it to the front end. The good thing about this design is that there's almost no cost on infrastructures. Plus, maintenance work is offloaded. The CT handles the update. Trade-off? Yes, you're limited by the API's availability. So for folks, if you're thinking about building your own project using Open Data as Proto, I want to quickly show you two main ways you can do it. I think they provide a very good website. So I want to do a quick demo here so that hopefully it can help you build your own project. So take my project, for example. I want to know more information about drop-in programs. And then I see the results, I click on the one that interests me. They're going to tell you what data set does it entail. And then if you scroll down, you can see multiple tabs. These are resources they provide. And you can click on the one you're interested in. They're going to show you a preview of the data set. So you can kind of get a sense if this is the data that you want. If it is, you can go ahead and download it. And I think it's very nice that it provides you multiple files format, as you can see here, CSV, JSON, XML. They also tell you when is the latest time that they updated this data, and then how regularly do they update this data, as you can see here on the top. And if you have any suggestions, comments, feedbacks, you want to contact them, they also provide you an email address you can reach out to. For me personally, after I built this project, I do have a few suggestions. The first one is standardized age groups definition. What does that mean? So if you download the data, even the latest one, and then do a quick analysis, you will find there are 93 different age group ranges in a data set, which is crazy. Why? I'm going to show you some examples. So these are the tables. Probably the people in the back cannot see well. So these are some of the age ranges that I extracted from the data set. The top one, the first example I want to mention is for centers, they want to express that they're open to anyone. There are two types you can see. Age range 1, minimum age is 0. Max age, there's none. Makes sense, I guess. But for some other recreation centers, minimum age, 1 year old. Maximum age, 100 years old. So I guess they think accepting folks that are at 101 years old is too risky. So they're playing it safe by accepting people that only are 100 years old. The second example I want to mention is that, so these are different ranges. There are 13 to 16, 13 to 17, 13 to 18, 13 to 19, 16 to 17, 16 to 18. I don't know. I guess they're just not sure what age teens are these days. Yeah, so I think having a consistent age categories will definitely improve the usability. The second suggestions is that I think it will be very helpful to include capacity data. I've personally gone to a center and I waited in line, and then when it was finally my turn, I found out there were no spots left, and so I had to go. But if there is an information telling you how many courts do this badminton session provide, how many table tennis table and that session provide, or how many spots are available in this yoga class, I think this will be very helpful for the users because they can decide for themselves whether they actually want to go or they actually will get the chance to play. Last but not least, I think it will be helpful to improve completeness of the facility information. Having been through multiple recreation centers across Toronto, one thing I observe is that some centers, they do provide a lot of amazing facilities, but they are not reflected on the website or in the data set. So I think it's really a shame for folks who are unfamiliar with the centers. They just missed out the chance on such an amazing experience. I put my project live on the link at the screen. You can scan the first QR code, try it, break it, tell me what you think. You can scan the second QR code, that's connect on LinkedIn, whether you found a bug or you have a feature idea. I'm all ears. If you want to talk about tech stacks, open data, or you want to challenge me for a badminton session, come find me after the talk. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne. Terrific, loved that. I'm just going to put this down here next to you.
Sure.
Thank you. Loved that. A great use of open data. We do, of course, as always, not always, but mostly have people from the open data team here who I know they love to see their work in use for fun stuff like this and useful stuff. So what a great project to show off. We are going to have some questions now. We've got a few minutes. And Anne has also kindly agreed to host a breakout session later on. So if you don't manage to get your question asked, don't worry, you will then. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take questions from both in the room and also, of course, online. If you would like to ask a question online, please put a Q in the chat, and Karishma will call on you when I pass it over to her. In the meantime, do we have any questions in the room? We do. One from Manas over there. I'm going to give you this. And I'm just going to, if it's all right, just stand quite close to you here. Okay.
That's good.
When I need to speak, I'll just run away.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi, really good talk. Thank you so much. I found, having used the recreation portal, sometimes I definitely find the process really tedious. So I'll definitely use your app if I am. My question is a little specific. So I was wondering if you have considered filtering by day or date in your app, because you mentioned the weekly, schedule view, and I was wondering, like, what were the trade-offs you considered between like just a filter or something like that versus showing it all at once, and what do you think are the use cases for both in general? Yeah.
As in filter by specific date?
Yeah, or day even, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on.
Yeah, so right now, what I implemented is you can select the day. So let me just quickly. You can select by day.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, and then you also mentioned like specific date. Because I think most of the center schedule, if you look at the weekly schedule, they are actually quite similar. There will be changes. So, well, the point that I want to make is that having selection of day of week is more helpful comparing with a specific date, especially if you have a field asking users to click on something or just typing something. If it's not really necessary, I think that will create like additional layer of friction, if that makes sense. Yeah, so that's why at the end I chose to implement a day of week filter.
All right, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Tristan.
Would it be reasonable or possible to also include the registered program? Because I know that is especially for the parents registering a multiple times a year adventure, that this would be awesome for.
Yeah, good point. Thought about it, and I can definitely implement that. The reason that I didn't add that in is because I think maybe it's people that are around me because I've been joining drop-in programs, so I found out there's just more usage on the drop-in program. And also there's another point that they need to be cautious if you integrated registered program is that they have a separate website if you have to register. Yeah, so for folks that you don't know, the registered program, they also provided by Recreation Center, but you have to register that in advance and through a separate website. So essentially, you would still have to cross-reference different pages and then make the final decision and then register at their website.
Even just like the map would save my friend about, I don't know, 12 hours a year. So.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you for the suggestions. I'll definitely think more about it, see how I can integrate it.
I see one more in the room, but we're going to go online first, if that's all right. We'll come to you in a second, Pakon. Karishma, do we have any questions online?
We do, but I think they just want me to ask for them. So, do you use any online free tools to build this, or is it, yeah?
Free tools as in like AI tools or?
No, as in like, what tools I guess would you use, and were they all free? I suppose. I think that's what the user's trying to ask.
I don't, but if you're asking, how do I host my front end or back end? I use
Sure, yeah,
Vercel.
yeah.
I use Vercel. So within, like they provide you a free tier. So essentially, if you doesn't go above that traffic, you can use it for free. And then they can host, you can have a API folder, and then they will call the backend through that folder's files in that folder, and then the front end, they will go through the web folders for the text that, for folks that are developers. That's how I use it.
Cool, thanks.
Thank you, Krishna. Any more online for the minute?
No, I don't see any else.
Okay, we're going to go here in the room again to PatCon.
Hey, yeah, no, this was awesome, man. I'm curious, like, how you are hearing, like, are you kind of like trying to get it in front of, like, how are you kind of getting people using it, and kind of more about like how are you understanding who is using it and like interacting with them? Is that like a thing, or are you just kind of like you see the traffic and you know a lot of people are using it, but like kind of their stories are mysterious? Or yeah, I'm just like, because I feel like I'd be curious. It feels like a lot of people might be getting value out of this, and I'm curious if like you feel like you can know them all yet.
Yeah, so because I'm a huge fan and I want to, play as many badminton sessions as possible. And then I just kind of drop in, during break time, hey, how do you find this session? And then things like that. Just starting with chat, I think. I think at the beginning, I didn't think about building this project at all. But then I had this, struggles that I needed to go through. And then so I kind of asked, how did other people solve this problem? And so that's how I find out, there are actually more people that are facing this problem as well. So like every time when I'm not sure which one works better, I actually just go to those people who are joining the program and then ask what they would do in such and such scenario. Yeah. So I think it's very user oriented, I would say. So instead of like thinking, okay, scenario A, B, C, D, E, F, and then which one do I like, or how do I make decision? I just go ahead and then provide maybe like 2-3 options, or maybe just an open question to the folks that are playing in the badminton session. Yeah.
So am I right? Like it's kind of like grassroots, analytics in the sense of just talking to people, and that you're not like kind of taking the approach of like, oh, this is the data and the path that they're going through, like isn't talking to people.
Yes.
It's like your main.
Yeah, mostly. Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome, thanks, PatCon. Do we have any more questions in the room? Probably got time for one more if we have, otherwise we'll wrap it up now. And any more online, Karishma?
No, I don't think we have any online.
No. Okay, well, we are right on time. So I want to say one big, loud thank you to Anne. Again, round of applause, please. To Anne Chen. Fantastic work and really interesting to hear about it. Thank you very much.